Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here to bring you my latest things that I've put in my shop this week. So I have a folio with a sort of massive kit, and I also have a junk journal. So I will do the journal first, I think. I might be able to get them all in one video, but I might have to split it into two depending on how quick I can go. So this is a ring bound journal. It's closed with just a length of lace, which I've just again wrapped around twice and then kind of, you know, wound around itself. So the outside of the journal, it's on these large rings, and the outside I actually used a notebook cover, so you can probably see that there. Well, I don't know whether you can actually, but anyway, it was an old notebook cover. It was actually an unused notebook cover, but you know, one that I'd obviously bought years ago, probably like in some sale or something, and then I've never actually used it. So I thought actually I'm going to use the cover, and then I will coffee dye the pages to be able to use in other things. The size of the journal, it's 6.5 by 9 inches. As you can see, it's a great big fat chunky one. So it's like 4 inches at the thickest part. Now, all I've done is on the front and the back, I've collaged up, I put some Hessian over the front cover, or over the front and the back cover. And then I've collaged up lace trims and various different pieces. And obviously, sorry, I keep knocking the tripod. The back is quite plain. The front, however, I've obviously highly decorated it with lots of lace and various things. I also added the cardboard piece that I made during my 3 in 30 cardboard. So it was the 3 in 30 letter C challenge, because I thought that looked really nice on there. And then I've just put some lace trim here on the rings, and there's some pearl trim there and little chipboard tile, some of that bridal lace with the sequins. So going inside the journal, on the inside of the front cover, I have popped a coin envelope. This was one that I've made in my mass makes, but obviously it was undecorated. So inside there, I just popped, and now I'm not going to be able to get this out around the tripod. There is a journaling card in there. I don't want to tear the piece, and I can't get the right angle around the tripod, but there's just a journaling card. It's just plain. And then behind there, there's also a little flippy pad there, just made with some, I think they were like the fly sheets from a book, and it just says the word adventure at the top. That's just been stitched on the sewing machine. And then I've layered up on this page, you've got some doily here, some lace trim across the top, you've got some more lace trim across the bottom, and then you've got these images are from my beauty fair kit. Don't know what is going on with me today, but even worse than usual with my all fingers and thumbs business. So these are from my beauty fair kit, and then I've got some soft net just behind that. I don't know really whether you can see that very well. The lighting's not brilliant in here today. And then I've got a flower here and some more lace trim going across the top. On the background, I actually left some of the inside of the back cover of the original notebook, because as it happens, it was pale pink and ivory stripes. So some of it I have left, which you can probably see there. But I've also just added some scrapbook paper down the side, just for decorative detail really. And then here on the facing page, I have got a corner tuck spot, which I've just layered up various elements. Got some lace trim down the side. Yeah, lots and lots of different bits and pieces on there. And that's holding closed this little flip out, which now I'm going to struggle to fit this in the camera. So this is just some coffee dyed paper with here some just lace here and some flowers. So that drops down, so you've got journaling space here. And don't forget, obviously, being a ring bound journal, you can actually take these pages out. So you can lay this flat and journal on this, or, you know, stick photos on, or however you want to use it, and then put it back into the journal, which, you know, I mean, I really love ring bound journals, so I think they provide a lot of freedom. Here I've just got a journaling card, which I made this a really long time ago. decoupaged some napkin, and this is a vintage library ticket, which I've decoupaged over, and I've just popped it onto some file folder. This is a copy, sorry, of the library card, but it is actually the decoupage napkin is on there. Then I've done a little Matchbox book flippy booklet, so that's just got some pages in there just for extra journaling space. They've just been stapled in, and again that just tucks in there like that, and you've just got some lace trim across the top, so they tuck up there, and then the whole lot just tucks underneath just down there. And then going over the page here, I've got a large pocket. This is from the Beauty Fair kit. So I've used quite a lot of elements from the Beauty Fair kit, but I really wanted to just mix up a whole abundance of things. So it's not the Beauty Fair kit journal per se, it's a whole, you know, bunch of things. I've got some lace trim down the side, lace here, a little fabric ruffle, some pearly trim, as I say, that pocket, stamped image here, and some lace trim across the top. And tucked into that pocket, I've got just a little sort of mini journal with just some coffee dyed pages in there. And that's just been stitched down the centre on the sewing machine. And then here, this is a photocopy of some vintage paperwork that I've just stuck a butterfly from the Beauty Fair on. This is torn slightly. I have to say it tore in the coffee dyeing process, so I've popped the butterfly hopefully where the tear is, so it will sort of protect it slightly more. But I just do want to point that out. And the back is obviously free for journaling. So that just tucks under there to hold that shut, which I thought was really nice. So that just tucks in there like that. And then here on the facing page, I've got one of the Patricia Viramonte's book page pockets. We did this, I think, in my flowers, Fabulous Flowers series in the Fusion episode. So I've got this gorgeous brightly coloured pink flower, some fabric ruffle down here. I just popped on a rose from the Beauty Fair kit because I thought that just brought it all together. Tucked in a couple of journaling cards from the kit, and then a tag here tucked behind. And then I've got one of Rachel's labels here as a little pocket on the back of the tag. So that's just that. And this tag, this was one of my mass made tag blanks, so that came in nice and handy. I've got some lace as a tab and some pearly trim, the word classic down there, and all these images are obviously from the Beauty Fair as well. Got some lace trim across the top and some faux diamante up there. That just tucks in there like that, and these just obviously go in there. And then going over the page, this page, I love how this turned out. This was the glassine bags that, again, I made these in my 3 in 30 alphabet challenge when we did the glassine work. And it's got some lace trim down here, lace trim running down the side, and we made a pocket. So what I've done, I've tucked, glued it on two sides so it's a tuck spot. So behind there, you've got some of the stationery from the Beauty Fair kit. That tucks in behind. And then inside the actual main glassine bag, again, this is some of my vintage paperwork, which it's a copy, and I've just coffee dyed it and popped that in there. And then it's really tough for the tripod sometimes. And then tucked in here, obviously this was the piece that we also made during the 3 in 30 alphabet challenge. So that's just tucked in to the pocket like that. And then here on the facing page, I've got another one of those pieces. I wanted to use quite a few of the pieces that we've made during the alphabet challenge because obviously, you know, otherwise there's a tendency to make these things on video and then they just sit there and I don't really end up using them. So I thought this was a good opportunity to be able to actually use some of the bits that we've made. So this was one of our hinged pieces here, and it just opens out. I've just added some string. I can't remember whether I did that in the video or whether I've done that since, but I just thought it needed the string to hold it closed. Got some paper ruffle here. Again, I did this paper ruffle using Rachel from Roxy Creations, using her fantastic idea of stitching all the paper ruffles. If you haven't checked out that video, she stitched all paper scraps, making a roll, basically. She stored it as a roll. So I have done something similar, and that's the first time that I've actually used some of the ruffles from that roll. So obviously I've used paper ruffles before, but not in that form. So thank you, Rachel. I've got some pearly trim down here, some lace trim, one of my faux postage stamps that we made together in a tutorial, and some flowers there. And then going over the page, this is one of my little sort of pockets, which I did a tutorial for. So obviously that's all in my pockets tutorials playlist. I've popped in a little journaling card here. I wasn't sure whether, yep, I've left that as a little pocket. I mean, this is minuscule, but I guess you could kind of write something on the back of there. Just thought that was cute. So I've tucked that in. It says Once Upon a Time. That's from my fairy tale words. I've got one of my fabulous flowers on there. And then here I've just made a little journaling card edged with some gold and some lace trims. That tucks in like the second pocket. And then I'm just going to leave that out for a moment. In the back, I've also tucked in the file folder that comes with the Beauty Fair kit. And then you've also got this rim here on the page with some lace trim and some fabric ruffle down there. So that all tucks in like that. And then on this page, I have just paper clipped down. I have to be careful with this paper clip because my background bases for my pages are scrapbook papers which I have stitched to form the pages, and obviously this does get caught slightly on the stitching on the other side, so I just need to be careful. So I've paper clipped on here little photo. This is one of the photos that's going to be coming in my new beginner's kit, which I'm still currently working on. A ticket from the Beauty Fair kit, and then this is just some paper in this gorgeous colour, and then you've got a flower here that just kind of holds it closed, so a bit more journaling space there. And then here I've got tucked into this pocket, so this is one of my laminated pocket pieces, which actually I think, did I have that as a pocket? Yep, I think that is another pocket, which I obviously have forgotten about. There we go. So you've actually got a pocket there, which you can also tuck something in. But this is just a folding out flip. You've got some lace trim across there. Another one of Rachel's labels and some flowers and things. And I've just tucked in another one of the photos from the beginner's kit. So that's that. So again, quite a bit of journaling space, obviously, you know, on all your little pull-out pieces. And then here, this is some decoupage napkin, and again, I've just made that like a pocket and just taken one of the Beauty Fair journaling cards and just popped in a couple of bits of coffee dyed paper as some pages in there. That just tucks in up there. And then I might just tuck this in here so we've got something in that pocket, if I can, around the tripod. There we go. And then this one tucks in here behind that, so it's like a double pocket. And then obviously these just paper clip on to the side of the page. Oh, struggling now to put that on. Right, there we go. And then on this side we've got here two pockets. One is just some coffee dyed card. You've got a fabric ruffle up here, some lace down here, and some more sort of soft netting in a ruffly type way there. And then here you've got another pocket all layered up. This is one of my lovely ladies journaling cards. Lots of bling and things going on here. And then you've got a couple of journaling cards there from my pink patisserie kit. And then in here, another one of the Beauty Fair journaling cards just slots in there. Here, this is just an altered index card, so you've got some journaling space there. And then on the back here, that's one of my images from the Beauty Fair kit. And then here on this page, you've got this little fold out sort of tuck, which I just love the way this looked. I just used one of my labels from the Berkeley Square and then a rose from the Beauty Fair there. Opens out, so you've obviously got journaling space there. This is a little pocket, and tucked in there you've just got a couple of little journaling cards. They all just go in there. And then also tucked in the back, you've got another one from my pink patisserie kit, just tucked in there. Got some fabric ruffle and a little bow going down the side and some bling. And then here on this page, you've got a belly band here, which I made a cluster. This is a lady from my botanical ballroom. And yeah, just clustered up some items, little flower and things, some lace trim up here. And then tucked into there, this was another piece that we made in the Fabulous Flowers series. Same episode in the fusion pieces. So I just did this envelope and I just decorated the back here with another element from the Beauty Fair kit, and then just tucked in a couple of journaling cards into there. And then also tucked in here, this is where I find it's glued in. Oh no, it's okay. You've just got a little fold out flip. And again, you know, just to kind of re-emphasize, this is a ring bound, so you can take this out so that lays flat to be able to journal. So that's that piece. On this page, I think this is probably my favourite page. Just looks so delicate and so pretty. I've got fabric ruffle down here, some bling there and some lace trim. And then this was one of my fabric envelopes that I did. I can't remember which ones I made, to be honest with you guys. And then I did make some after that because I thought they were really fun. So this has got some decoupage napkin on and some lace trim, flowers, and one of my little book words there. And then inside the envelope, I just tucked in a journaling card. This is just from some old scrapbook paper that I've been hoarding for the longest time because I just really like it. And yeah, couldn't bring myself to use it, but finally bit the bullet and used that. This is an index card which I just stamped my favourite postcard stamp on, and a rose from the Beauty Fair. I've used that as a little tuck spot here for a journaling card, so that goes in there. And then again, I've got a paper clip here. This is an altered paper clip. Again, I need to just be careful I don't sort of ruin the stitching on the back. So an altered paper clip, again, this is one of Rachel's labels, some of that pink soft net. And then tucked in here, so this is a file folder. And then we've got some journaling space there inside. So I love how that looks. And then tucked into the file folder, you've got some journaling cards here. Some of the stationery from the Beauty Fair kit. So that's all there. And then you've got a little envelope here with just another journaling card in there. So quite a few bits and pieces are obviously tucked into that page, or, you know, attached to that page. And again, I can't get this in now around the camera. There we go. Right, so that all just tucks into there in the file folder, attaches with the little altered paper clip. And then the envelope, I've just hooked it over with the flap of the envelope like that. And actually, you can tuck it in behind there to stop it flapping around. And then going over the page, I've used one of my Burst in Bloom envelopes. I might do another video on those because I'm aware that obviously that video was quite a long time ago. And I've recently had quite a few people seeming to stumble across them again and saying they really like them. So I might just do like another video. I'm not sure. That might just be boring. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of my Burst in Bloom envelopes. Looks so pretty on this page. And I've just got some laced oily there and the word special. And then here I've just got little ticket from the Beauty Fair that just slots in here. And then obviously the envelope itself, you've got a couple of journaling cards there. This one's a stamped image with some other bits layered up, and that all just tucks in like that. And then here on the facing page, you've just got one of these big, large sort of pockets, and it's got a little fold out flip there. Again, I just included a couple of images from the Beauty Fair kit. And then here you've got some layered up things and some lace trim down here, lace here, and some pearly little bits there. And then here, tucked in the side, you've got a couple of journaling cards. And then here you've got, this is actually from a vintage book, and all I've done is placed it on some cardstock and sort of cut around it with some fancy scissors. And then on the back, I've just popped one of Rachel's labels again as a little pocket there for the ticket. That just tucks in that pocket, and they just tuck in there. And then that just goes like that. And then here we are, this is the back of the journal. So on this page, again, this was another piece that we made in the Fusion episode on the Fabulous Flowers series. And I've just popped on some bits behind it, some doily, butterfly and some lace trim there. And then here, held together with these paper clips. So this is an altered paper clip here. And I've got here, this is a copy of that certificate of baptism from some vintage paperwork that I've had here. So it's just been coffee dyed, folded it round and just popped on a flower or a rose from the beauty fair. Some other journaling cards here just for extra journaling space. And then here, this is another vintage photograph from the same book that I've just done the same method and glued it onto the cardstock there. So they're all just held together with the paper clip. Ooh, she says, and now I can't clip them back together. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, and they all just go in there like that. And then on the back of the inside, or the inside of the back cover, sorry, I made a very big Hessian or burlap pocket here. Hopefully you can see this. And I did this stamped image onto some fabric and then I've stitched it onto some Hessian. I did Mod Podge around the edge to stop it fraying. Some flowers here and a bow, some lace, some other lace. This again was the inside of that notebook, which just flukily just happened to match and go quite nicely with the journal. This is one of the pieces from the Beauty Fair kit, and some lace trim up there and another fabric ruffle down the side. And then tucked into that big pocket, I've got an altered paper bag. So this is just a little paper bag, which has been distress inked up. I've decoupaged some napkin on and popped some fabric across the top. Little piece of fabric down there and a little flower. And then just tucked into there, again, another one of those photos that's from the new kit I'm working on. And they're not the photos, sorry, I must just clarify. They're just copies of them that I've printed actually onto this craft coloured card, which I thought just really was nice. And then a little ticket. So, so they're just in there, excuse my voice. Okay, so that just goes in like that. And then the final item, I just made this gorgeous envelope from some sheet music. I've got some of this beautiful coloured, plum coloured velvet ribbon, a little faux diamante buckle, some lace trim here, bit of diamante there. This has been stitched around on the sewing machine and I've just popped some lace across the top to try and reinforce the fold. A little element from the Beauty Fair kit there and another one here that I just stitched on the back of there. And then tucked in here, I just literally put in a couple of pieces from the Beauty Fair kit. One of the tags and one of the little banners, just for you to kind of have fun and play around with, really. So that's the entire journal. As I say, obviously it's listed in my shop at the moment. And yeah, I probably haven't got time now because I'm down to only 4 minutes left. It's telling me on the screen of my camera. For this video, so I will have to do the Barclay Square folio and kit separately in a separate video, so I'll be back with that shortly. So thanks very much for watching, and obviously I will link my shop and things below. So thanks very much and see you guys later. Bye.